Hello there guys, welcome to my Karma Served channel. Here I tell real stories about people's lives, and how their actions and choices led to karma being served. Sit down, do chores or whatever you need to do, as I narrate to you satisfying karma served stories. Here is our story for today. This post was posted by u/th7242689, who says, "Am I the a-hole for taking away my daughter's bedroom and giving it to my son, i.e. M32, have a daughter Harper, F14, from a previous relationship. I have full custody and her mom is not involved in her life. 5 years ago I married my wife Nina, F31. We tried to have a child but couldn't. We went to the doctor and turned out I can't have any more kids due to some complications. We decided to use a sperm donor and the result was a son, Mark, who was born a few months ago. The problem started when Nina got pregnant. Harper wasn't happy about it. When Mark was born things got worse. Before this Harper and I used to spend 2 days a week together. Just the two of us without my wife, but after Mark was born I couldn't do that anymore. I can't just leave my wife alone for 2 days a week with a newborn and Harper has been very angry about it. The main problem started 3 days ago. Nina and I decided to make a nursery for Mark instead of having him in our bedroom for multiple reasons. Our home has 4 bedrooms, 2 master bedrooms at one side and 2 bedrooms at the other side. One of the master rooms is ours, the other one is Harper's. It was very hard for Nina and I to go to the other side of the home multiple times at night when Mark wakes up, so I asked Harper, pack her stuff and go to one of the bedrooms so that we could give her room to Mark. At first everything seemed alright. She said okay, and went to her room and started packing, but less than an hour later my brother showed up at our home, asking for Harper. She had called him and asked him to take her. She came out of her room with her stuff, told me, "You can give it to your son now," and left with my brother. I told her she could only go for 1 night, but it has been 3 days, and she is not back and won't even talk to me. I'm receiving calls from my family, all calling me an a-hole and other names. I don't trust their judgment, they very clearly favor Harper. She was the first grandchild in our family and everyone's favorite, also they are trying to accept Mark as my son, but I could see that they haven't been able yet, so I decided to post here and get some unbiased opinions. Am I the a-hole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. I tried to take my daughter's bedroom away and give it to my son and everyone thinks that makes me an a-hole. I honestly think OP is the a-hole. He had so many other options other than throwing his daughter, who is already experiencing so many other changes in her life, out of her room. He decided now he has a new baby and won't be spending quality time with his daughter. The daughter has to be feeling like this extra person in the house, watching her dad making his new perfect family and excluding her. Not only that, she's not consulted about this decision, confirming her fears that the other baby is now more important and takes priority over her. But this is just my opinion though. Comment down below what you think of this situation, and now in the comments, Hugel82 says, "Wow. Yeah, you're the a-hole. Teenage girls already have to deal with a lot and then you all of a sudden quit hanging out with her, and then tell her to vacate her room. I wouldn't blame her for moving completely out. You're lucky your brother did come and get her, or she'd probably be in the streets in a lot of danger. Give that child her room back, and get your head out of your ass and attempt to undo the damage that's been done." Blue Phoenix 2121 says, "Oakaway. You have 2 master suites on one side of the house, and 2 average bedrooms on the other side of the house. Sure, I have seen that configuration before. You are ready for your new baby to have a room of his own. I get it, you don't want to separate parent from infant, but infants need attention every few hours and parents want their own privacy back. Understandable. Your answer is to push your daughter out of her bedroom? She has already dealt with the loss of her mother, with accepting another woman into her home and her father's bedroom, and now the introduction of a new sibling. Forcing her to also lose her bedroom will drive a wedge between you and your daughter. It will drive a wedge between your daughter and her new brother. It will cause her to turn away from her new stepmom. She is going to feel you are choosing new sibling over her. Why isn't the answer obvious to you? You and your wife move into a bedroom on the other side of the house, with your infant son in the very next bedroom. Daughter does not lose her already precarious status or her private space. Parents are right next to the new infant. Problem solved, Jayanikar 19 says, not the a-hole, your daughter needs a therapist to talk to. This is immature behavior for a 14-year-old. She's selfish and has only child syndrome, whatever girl 9604 says. I'm curious which items your wife found unreasonable. I can maybe understand picking the bedroom she wants, most kids want the biggest or the nicest, etc., but the others seem like things you do when you have a blended family. Your wife doesn't want to deal with your daughter anymore, period. She may have when your son wasn't around, but now he is, and he's also her own flesh and blood. You may have a marriage problem coming up soon, Lapathy says, you are the a-hole. I'm assuming the second master bedroom is larger and has a private bathroom. So you are downgrading your teenage daughter to a smaller bedroom and shared bathroom. Because it's inconvenient for you to have to walk a few extra steps to your baby's room. You think it's fair to inconvenience your daughter all the time to save you a few minutes of inconvenience a day? Serious a holy move, you are also the a-holy for not showing Harper that you still love her. I agree that you have to split your focus more now that you have a newborn. But you still need to make an effort to show Harper that she's still loved. Kicking her out of her room is going to have the opposite effect. She's going to resent both you and her new brother. Possibly for the rest of her life. Good job. Language Open 5981 says, you are the a-hole, why is your wife not spending time with your daughter? I get alone time between you and Harper, but it gives me the impression you never fully integrated your family prior to having another baby. Is your wife not spending alone time with Harper too? If you've been married for 5 years, she should be a parent to her too at this point, even if she's not biologically related. Seems weird how the only relationship in the family Harper has is you, and that sounds tenuous at best. Of course she feels displaced with all the rapid changes you are making her go through, especially if there isn't a solid foundation in the first place. Consider her feelings and stop having sides, like you and your wife versus her. That sounds disgusting and not like a healthy family dynamic. I think that's why she was so ready to go to her uncle, because she has probably been feeling the instability for a while even prior to the baby. Embersley says, my son's dad did the same thing. My son lives with me but used to his dad's on the weekends. When his dad had another baby, he turned his office into a nursery and my son's room into his office. He does not work from home. Needless to say, my son has not been back to his dad's and wants nothing to do with him. Now let's move on to the update. Edit. Here's the update that I promised. I realized I've messed up, so I went to my brother's home and tried to get Harper back, but he didn't even let me see her, saying she doesn't want to see me. He said he would only let her go back if, 1, she wanted to go with me, 2. We moved to another home close to their home because they wanted to have Harper close to them to keep an eye on her and make sure we are treating her right. We used to live very close to them. But when I got married, my wife and family didn't get along, so we moved somewhere farther away, which made Harper very sad. 3. Harper will get to choose which bedroom she wants in our new home. 4. I should spend one-on-one time with Harper at least 1 day a week, which I accepted. This caused a lot of problems since my wife doesn't like some of those conditions. She thinks they are not reasonable. She got angry, took Mark and went to her parents' home and is staying there, so now I'm also receiving texts from my in-laws calling me in a hole. Right now I'm looking for a new home that is closer to my brother's home. I called Harper and my brother convinced her to talk to me for once. She was crying the whole time while telling me that she felt like I didn't want her anymore. Hearing her cry like that really broke my heart. I honestly never meant to hurt her. After so many apologies and gifts, she finally agreed to see me. I will go to my brother's home every day to spend time with her. She has also finally agreed to come home with me when I find a new home. That's the end of our story today. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, turn your notifications on for future videos. Remember to be nice, people. Karma is real.